If you're looking at the time frame of this video, you realize this video is not too long. So I'm not going to make this video too long. This video is going to be somewhat of an appetizer, a sample of what I will be producing in full by next week. Sometime roughly around Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. One of the reasons why I have not been able to upload videos like I would like to is because my camcorder that I normally use for filming that has a wider lens is currently in the repair shop. And number two, I do stuff when I'm good and damn already. Now, aside from that, I'm sure, or many of y'all already know of the current exchanges that have taken place between me and one Tommy Sonny Glaze. Not Soto Glaze, but Sonny Glaze. Even though Soto Glaze is pretty good, and I might one day use that, but I'm going to stick to Sonny Glaze. Now, in this video, I just want to briefly clarify a few things. I'm not going to make it long. But since this issue was brought out to the eyes of the public, I'm left with no choice but to now address this on a public platform. Now, there's a couple of things I want to touch base on before I close this video out. You mentioned how I didn't donate to you. And why would I? Because I don't donate to people who are hypocrites and not true to what they stand for. You're a guy who exhibits those characteristics. You're not true to what you stand for. And you're a complete hypocrite. We all know it. People have seen it time and time again. And people have called it out time and time again. Now, on one end, you say how if I make a video with you, it's only business. I'm not friends with you. I don't know you. That's all it is. Doesn't mean that you're exempt from being talked about. That's fair game. But with that being said now, here's where you contradict yourself, because I look at it from a business level. I'm not friends with you. We're not friends. Just because we hung out a few times last year, we're not fucking friends. So then why the hell would you expect me to sit on camera and give a public birthday shout out? Fuck that shit. I'm not doing that. Within the history of me making YouTube videos, I have never done that for anyone. And if I was going to do it for anyone, it will be personal friends and family that I know, which they don't even hear from me like that. So if I won't do it for them, what the fuck makes you think I'm going to do it for a guy that just came into the city that I seen on YouTube a couple of times? Get the fuck out of here. That's the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. What it sounds to me like is like you're on your period. It sounds like you're looking for someone to cater to you. And I'll tell any woman that I deal with, I don't cater to no goddamn woman. So if I won't cater to a goddamn woman, what the fuck makes you think I'm going to cater to a grown-ass fucking man? That just ain't going to happen. It sounds like you either need a woman in your life or you need your mom in your fucking life. So you come at me telling me, well, you didn't give me a birthday shout out. Well, it sucks to be you, dude. Now, there's a million and one ways you could have handled this. If you felt some kind of way, we could have had a civil discussion. But since you didn't take it that way, and I don't feel exempt from anybody talking about me just because we met up and did a video. No, I know that can happen at any given time. But since you felt the need to go ahead and take this publicly rather than calling me and say, hey, man, I had a problem with X, Y, Z, and regardless of whatever was talked about, we could have said, you know what? That I see what you're saying, or I don't agree with you on this one, or listen, we can agree to disagree, and you know what? You go your way, and I go mine. I don't say nothing about you, you don't say nothing about me. That's the way I look at it, the way men handle shit. Not get the camera and go on a public show and then try to say, well, I didn't say your name, so why would you say, come on, dude, are we stupid here? Let's not play fucking stupid. Now, you go as far as to say something rather stupid. And you know, what I addressed on that comment thread were the lies that you put out. And then the thing is, what's funny is when you responded back to those comments, you said that why are you arguing with another man? No, I don't argue with men. I don't do that shit. Now, it's pretty simple on what I do. If I choose to post a comment on your video, and I posted 2 comments before you even responded, and the only thing I was responding to or addressing was the lies that you put out. Lies that didn't make any goddamn sense. Once I said all I needed to say in those comment threads, I'm done with it. You can say whatever the fuck else you want to on that comment thread. I will not reply, I promise you. And as far as other people are concerned, asking me questions, asking me this, hey, that, there's a bunch of people on that comment thread right now trying to get an answer out of me. I'm done responding, because the only thing I'm responding to is what was said in the video. Once I've addressed it, I'm finished. The same thing when it comes out to this video I'll produce sometime by next week. Once I make my video and I have thoroughly addressed this issue, I'm done with you. It's a business level. This was your idea, and you decided to pull what you pulled. So now I'm left with no other choice but to go publicly addressing this shit. Now, you mentioned to me in one of your comments, or threatened to say, well, if you don't take down my videos with me in it, then your whole channel, within 48 hours, your whole channel is going to go bye-bye. No, dude, it's not your content. YouTube ain't sending me no notifications. Those are my videos, my content. You don't like the fact that you're in them, that's too goddamn bad. It's your fucking problem. And I will keep those videos up for as long as I feel fit. I will take them down if and when I am ready to take them down. Not because you threaten me, dude. So you can kiss my ass with that shit. Number 2, you went as far as to say that the videos with you in it get the most views. And I find that comical. So what you're implying is that you somehow make my channel. Without you in the videos, my videos can't average over 4,000 views when my most recent videos average over 4,000 views. But to say this much, there's only one video with you in it, not ones with you walking around. The highest views that those have, the highest views, 6,000 views. The rest of them don't have many views. 3,000, 2,000. The video with you in it that has the highest views is the initial interview that we did. So number 1, learn how to accurately recite back information when you start quoting it, not spewing out a bunch of dumb shit and lies. So the initial video that we did has over 15,000 views, and that was a little over a year ago. Okay, the numbers aren't bad, but that was a little over a year ago. I have videos that I've done within the past 6 months that have more views than that. So in what way, shape, or form are you implying that somehow you make my channel without you, I mean, are you thinking about what the fuck you're saying? Do you not realize that I was a partnered YouTuber back in 2012? That's when you had come on to YouTube. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm not taking away from where you brought yourself, but it's sad that a man who has brought himself to such a high level can sink so fucking low. That's why I called you a fucking hoe. Now, you don't like the fact, and that's all I said to you. I called you a hoe, and I said Tommy Sorta McGlaze. Nothing else. Now, you don't like that. Well, that fits your description, dude. You disrespected me, so you warranted disrespect back onto you. Deal with it like a man. Stop being a bitch about it. That's how you act. Well, why would you disrespect me? Because you disrespected me. I'm not arguing with you. I said what I had to say, and that's it. You don't like it? Too fucking bad. Now, there's other sources I'm going to address furthermore in detail within this video, because once again, you contradict yourself. And the saddest part is, someone like you should know better than this. To see you get caught out here in the situations that you get caught in, let me just briefly run down one that took place in 2014. When you took a loss to that bum L. Now, here's the deal. We all take a loss at times. That's a man has to understand that in life, you're not going to win every single battle that you go against. But you took a loss to L. And instead of telling this bum, you know what, fine. You made a good point there. I'll give you credit. What you proceeded to do was get your woman on phone with this bum to defend your lame ass. But now here's the contradiction. On one end, you say that this is business. I ain't friends with none of you niggas. So what I'm trying to figure out is why on that end, if you're thinking on the bit and you don't follow that same description, because if you did, you wouldn't be caught in half the stupid ass situations that you get caught into. Because if this was business for you, you wouldn't sit here with your woman and put her on radio to talk to another guy on YouTube that you're beefing with. No one would even know who the fuck she is. That's how you'd keep it. Because you sit here and you brag about, I got this one in my life, I got that one. Listen, dude, you ain't doing nothing that other people aren't doing. I've had a shitload of women. I've had numerous women come from different states, some who have came from different countries, to come stay with me. Within the 4 years I've been on YouTube, guess how many of them y'all know about? 0. Why? Because I don't put my personal business out there. You ain't never gonna see me sitting here on camera with my woman making a video talking about somebody or putting her on a radio show to confront a guy that I'm beefing with. Then you wonder how people get your information and put it out here. Dude, this is shit you bring upon yourself because you don't know how to conduct business. When you came out to New York, it was strictly business for me. If a friendship comes out of it, cool, I don't have a problem with that. But when I see the way you conduct yourself, I realize I have to keep it business. There's no other way I can keep it. So when you sit there and you get mad because I didn't give you a birthday shout out, nah, dude, that's not happening. Like I said, I got personal friends of mine, and I don't even call them for their birthdays. What the fuck makes you think I'm gonna get on video and make a shout out for you publicly for your birthday? In the history of never doing that within the 4.5 years that I've been on YouTube, dude, stop it, man. Stop it. You had over a year to say something about it. You didn't do it. Now, as far as me wanting to hang out with you, Like I said, there's further sources I'm gonna break down within detail, and there was a reason why I had contacted you. And it was because other people were contacting me and they wanted to see the two of us in the same place at the same time, and they thought that would have been a real good look. That's it. Now, like I said, if you didn't want to link up, that's cool. As far as you expected me to have a camcorder to film, no. Whatever footage you would have got that day, that'd have been your footage. But before I go, there's two other things I want to break down into. Because you feel somehow that I stole footage from you, or you had an idea to film on 125th Street, and I stole that idea from you. And that's completely inaccurate. Because number one, from the day that I first met you, you seen that I had my own camcorder, my own tripod, my own means of transportation. That's why you were sitting in the passenger seat that day. So this should let you know, and what did you tell me that day? That I see that you're here to do business. You're prepared. I like that. I like motherfuckers that come through to do business. Because why? It's business for me. The business at hand is getting the message out. I don't care whose channel it gets put on. And something furthermore I'm going to get into, as far as you saying that my footage or your footage is on my videos. No, dude, the initial interview, which you also have on your camcorder, on your channels now. Go back and take a look at that footage. For those of y'all who see it on this page, go and look at it on my page. It's in the same formation that it is on my page. If you look at my initial videos, you're going to see that the both of us were adjusting our camcorders. His was somewhere over to the left. I'm over to the right adjusting mine. When he initially recorded from his camcorder, guess what? His camcorder didn't bring out the image right. As a matter of fact, not even to be funny, but he came out too dark. And that's not even to be on a joking matter. So what I told you is, listen, man, take some of my footage. You can copy this and use it on your damn channel as well. Because as far as I'm concerned, shit, both of us can get something out of this. That's how I'm looking at it. So when you say, well, you stole an idea from me, first of all, you never told me that when we were out on 125th Street that you wanted to solely do this for a personal project of yours. Had you told me that, I'd have said, all right, cool, do what you got to do. You never said nothing. Then we have a mutual friend that tells us, and he breaks down the analogy to me and says, well, you know, Tommy kind of took it this way. Imagine you're staying at his house and he has a steak or a cheesesteak in the fridge, and you go in the fridge and eat up his cheesesteak without his permission. How would you feel if that were you? And I said, you know what? I would be 100% upset. I'd be pissed off. I'd be livid. But it's a completely, this is where it is not very logical, because you compare the inside of your house where you pay bills at, where you own shit at, where you have complete authority over, to being in the middle of a public street where many people don't even know neither one of us. So when you say this shit, it's like, how do you have entitlement options to being out in the street filming people and recording people, interviewing people, and say that's exclusively what I should be able to do? And on top of that, just before I close this out, those videos that I did, if you really wanted to produce and put that stuff out, I took roughly about a month, and I slowly uploaded those videos. You had more than enough time to put those videos out there. And like I said, had you been doing something for your project or whatever, and you said, hey, brother, you know, I want to do this for my project. Not a problem. But when I don't even hear nothing from you, but you get on radio and you bitch about it and you spew out a bunch of goddamn lies, that lets me know more than what it is about you. So when you're sitting here complaining that you took my footage, well, first of all, did you have a set hired cast that you were using to film certain scenes? No. So what makes you think you're entitled to anything? In that case, I can understand where you're coming from. But when you have nothing, when you're just running around looking to interview random people, what? Like I said, this could have been resolved if you were man enough to simply say something at that time, but you didn't. The last thing I'm going to say before I close out this video, because like I said, this is just an appetizer. I'm not going to go too deep into depth here. Is you say that, well, you know, this guy has never been using logic and common sense until after he met me. Till after. Once again, it's a blatant lie. And that's what I address in the comment thread. As a matter of fact, if you look at the initial interview, the first video that I have with you in it, you're going to ask me where did I get that name from? Because by the time I met you, I already had changed the name. I believe I met you sometime in June of 2014. I changed it back in May or April. And just to take it a step further, I haven't heard you using logic and common sense. When you first came on in 2012, you wasn't using logic and common sense. So where did you get that from? Some might say it's safe to say that you're biting me. But see, I don't make little petty statements like this, because I realize the saying is not something that I patent. As a matter of fact, just to do you one better, if you go back to my older videos, you're gonna find that in many cases, in certain cases, the intro to my videos, and it's a closeout that I've been using for the past 4 years, or sometime up until late last year, that if you watched this channel before, you realize this channel is in the defense of those who think logic and those who make sense. That is a slogan I've been quoting since 2011. You weren't on YouTube as far as I'm concerned back at that time. So in what way, shape, or form am I biting off of you? You see, this is what I don't like about you. Instead of staying consistent in what your problem is, if you want to go to public video and address it, fine, you're a grown-ass man, you can do whatever you want to. But stay consistent with what the actual issue is. Don't run around making up lies so you don't seem like you're coming across as a petty-ass little bitch. That's how you come across right now. That's why I called you a hoe. And that's what you are, dude. Whether you like it or not, you're a fucking hoe. And this is why you have all these fallouts with this many people. This many people can't be saying this shit if it weren't true. You got people all across the damn country that don't even know each other, that are saying the same exact shit about you. Then the obvious common denominator in this issue is you. Now, like I said, I understand you don't like to have my videos up with you in it, but that's just something you're gonna have to deal with, whether you like it or not. Don't like it, too goddamn bad. Because at the end of the day, if you've watched this channel before, you realize this channel is in the defense of those who think logic and those who make sense. And by the way, that's my saying, bitch. Fuck out of here. If you're looking at the time frame of this video, you realize this video is not too long. So I'm not going to make this video too long. This video is going to be somewhat of an appetizer, a sample of what I will be producing in full by next week. Sometime roughly around Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. One of the reasons why I have not been able to upload videos like I would like to is because my camcorder that I normally use for filming that has a wider lens is currently in the repair shop. And number two, I do stuff when I'm good and damn well ready. Now, aside from that, I'm sure, or many of y'all already know of the current exchanges that have taken place between me and One Choice, but to now address this on a public platform. Now, there's a couple of things I want to touch base on before I close this video out. You mentioned how I didn't donate to you. And why would I? Because I don't donate to people who are hypocrites and not true to what they stand for. You're a guy who exhibits those characteristics. You're not true to what you stand for. And you're a complete hypocrite. We all know it. People have seen it time and time again. And people have called it out time and time again. Now, on one end, you say how if I make a video with you, it's only business. I'm not friends with you. I don't know you. That's all it is. Doesn't mean that you're exempt from being talked about. That's fair game. But with that being said now, here's where you contradict yourself. Because I look at Tommy Soda My Glaze. Not Soda Glaze, but Soda My Glaze. Even though Soda Glaze is pretty good, and I might one day use that, but I'm going to stick to Soda My Glaze. Now, in this video, I just want to briefly clarify a few things. I'm not going to make it long. But since this issue was brought out to the eyes of the public, I'm left with no